Oh,
yeah.
Is that a potato cam? Hey guys, it's Vadim,
Angelika,
and Max,
And welcome to the unbiased camera comparison between the iPhone 14 Pro Max
the S22 Ultra,
and the Z Fold 4. Now, Vadim went out and he took a bunch of images, and we have seen none of them other than this first one. And we're gonna be choosing our favorites and seeing which camera is actually the best.
So go ahead and play along with us, and this time we are going to be awarding 3 points to the winner, 2 to the runner-up, and 1 to last place.
All right, so this is the first photo of some simple French toast breakfast right here.
It's really hard to know without actually seeing this in person. That looks just too saturated to me, but who knows, maybe that's what was realistic. That one's a little bit unsaturated. I think I like the middle one the best.
I actually like the saturated one on the left. I'm going for that, and then second place to the middle.
All right, let's see. And it looks like, oh, you guys both didn't vote for the 14 Pro.
Why do we
That's
buy
nice.
iPhones?
That is hilarious. And here you go, this is my baby Eli in his chair.
I like the one on the left the best because of the warmer skin tones. It has good detail. And last place is one on the right. I think it's a bit too cool.
I actually agree with you on this.
Looks like, oh, you guys
right.
both got the iPhone this time.
Two iPhones, nice skin tones. The Z Fold's better than S22.
Yeah. Next one is my other son, Eugene. He just got a new shirt from Grandma. It's probably his favorite shirt.
I think I have to vote the same way this time. I like how that blue pops. I like the brightness of the face and the skin tones. And the one on the right is my least favorite just because the face is quite a bit darker than the other two.
I actually like the one in the center the most, and then left, then right.
Okay, let's see. Looks like you guys
S22.
voted for the Samsungs. All right, the next one, this is also with the main lens, 1X.
Wow, I'm gonna have to say the left one. The one on the right is so grainy.
This is tough for me because none of them look great. I'm guessing it's probably a crop. I think that one's the worst because it looks over sharpened in my opinion. These two are close. I don't like the white balance here, but I think it has more detail.
All right, and that was the 14 Pro Max with the detail. All right, here we go. This is a portrait.
Wow.
Wow. These two here look pretty similar. The one on the right isn't as sharp, but personally, as a photographer that shot a lot of weddings, I want the subject to be bright and pop. The white balance is also spot on. So that one's my favorite, and that one's the least favorite.
I actually really like the one in the center. I love the color of their skin, the color of her hair, everything pops out, looks really good. They pop out a lot more to me compared to the background and to this up here. And then I would give second to the right.
All right, got the 14 Pro Max on the left, Z Fold in the middle. All right, this is
Wow.
actually a zoom shot. They're digitally zoomed in.
Whatever
and
that one
matched
is, it sucks.
Yeah, definitely the right, and then this. Then
I hope that's not the iPhone. It might be, because I do take a lot of zoom
Well,
shots.
Let's see. That's of course the S22 Ultra.
Wow.
This is the originals. This is zoomed in. The 14 Pro Max can only go up to, I believe, 15 times. The Z Fold can go 50, and the S22 Ultra can go 100.
How is the iPhone better than the Z Fold? In our last comparison, the Z Fold killed the iPhone 13 Pro Max with the zoom shots, but now this got so much better, even though it's the same exact lens, just better software.
All right, moving on to the next one. This is ultra wide on all of
Wow.
them. Yep.
What happened with that sky over there?
It's gone. There's no
Man.
sky.
Where is the sky? We have skies in Spokane. That one's my least favorite, and then for my most favorite one, I think the one on the left here.
because it's less blown out.
I think it's less blown out. I like the pop in some of the colors and stuff.
I agree. Fold.
The iPhone got rid of the sky. It is the most detailed by far, but it got rid of the sky.
That was one of my biggest complaints is the ultra wide dynamic range sucked,
Yeah.
and you guys see it here.
Moving on to the next one. This is a
Ooh,
macro
wow.
shot. This is minimal focusing distance for macro for each of them.
Well, I feel like we have to vote
For the closest
for
one?
the closest one, I think, right?
I might be okay with that.
Yeah, this one has a lot of detail, and it's the closest. Usually it's like closer but worse detail. That's the best of the best. And the one on the right, not the closest, and the
it's-
worst detail.
And the iPhone was able to get the
Dang.
closest by far. Here is the next
Wow.
one.
Whoa.
Yep, this is actually a crop.
Man, the one in the center, the other two just look so over sharpened and weird.
Yeah, you're right. So that has fake detail.
It's so noisy.
That one has less fake detail. This is a
kind
little
of
noisy.
soft.
This one
here.
looks so real.
I like the contrast here. So I would probably say that one
This,
absolutely.
And then the right for me.
Last place is last, the right, yeah.
It's funny you guys choose that because it's actually the smallest sensor. That's a crowd. That was the
Oh
iPhone.
my goodness.
48
so
megapixel
much
Pro
better.
RAW, the new mode. They're all using their biggest sensors.
I can't believe that 108.
Yep.
Can you go back to that?
Yeah.
Let's go back a
Let's
second.
go back.
It's so noisy. It's
Why is
Yeah.
why do you have less detail?
Over 2
And
times more
over-sharpened.
pixels. Over 2 times more. And for the next one, this is a selfie portrait.
So the center one looks a little bit softer than the other two. However, I'm still picking it. It looks the most natural, real to me. And then probably the left one, because the right one just looks so messed up from the cutout, and it really bothers me.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go with the left one first. I like the detail. I like how the cutout is perfect. It's a little bit too warm. I think I like the colors better in the middle, which is gonna be my second place.
Okay, so you both did not like the right one, which is the
iPhone.
So I guess,
What?
unfortunately, it still has those cutout issues.
Yeah, and they're
Apple
like
needs to fix that.
they're noticeable.
Yeah, it's all around.
too.
Yeah, just
Wow.
butchered it. All right, and this is the
Whoa.
next one.
And these are really similar.
This is a hard one, guys. This one is,
This is really
tough.
hard.
They're so similar.
I think for me, the middle one is the best. I like the extra contrast. I feel like I see more detail as well. The runner-up is the one on the right.
Yeah, I agree with you. I really like the center one. The bokeh in the back is really nice and natural compared to the right, where it's kind of distracting.
All right, now this is gonna surprise you guys, but before I reveal it, if you guys are Mac users like we are, who does any kind of work with documents, spreadsheets, or slideshows on your Mac, Software Keep is giving our viewers 20% off on genuine Microsoft software, like a one-time purchase of Microsoft Office for Mac, which includes Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. Now, there are so many fishy websites out there that could scam you, but Software Keep is a Microsoft certified partner who sells only 100% genuine Microsoft software, so you don't have to worry, which resulted in Software Keep earning over 100,000 5-star reviews. They also have great prices on other software, including the most popular antivirus software out there, and their customer service is phenomenal with 24/7 365 customer support, where you'll talk to a real person instead of a robot. So if you have any questions, they'll be glad to help. So buy Microsoft Office for Mac or anything else you need today and save 20% off their already great prices by using the link in the description and the coupon code MAXTech20.
All right, Vadim, break it to us. We want to be surprised.
All right.
No.
Look at that.
It's
Yeah, the S22
middle.
is in the middle, which I think has the most detail.
I feel
Yes.
lost.
This time it's working.
So
And the
iPhone got third
yeah.
place.
Yeah, for some reason.
Which is
this
crazy
time-
because, I mean, this is like as close as you can focus probably, or very close to it.
pretty
But
close.
that far shot that we did before, the
There you go.
iPhone one. So there's
Yeah.
also lens differences, not just sensors.
All right, getting to the next one. This is just a
Oh.
regular 1x 12 megapixel bin.
Now, I'm not usually somebody that votes based on contrast, but this time I have to say I have to go with that middle shot. I love the
Definitely.
extra contrast. The leaves are dark, Vadim pops, a little bit more warmer white balance. And I would say the one on the right is the worst one. It's just the
Yeah.
most flat. They
kinda
just
flat.
kind of like blend into the background.
Absolutely.
All right, yep, the 14
Wow.
is in the middle. Yeah, pretty good contrast, detail, everything looks good, bricks. All right, this next one is actually
Oh.
a video, and this is gonna be showing off the difference between action mode on the iPhone 14 Pro Max and the super steady stabilization.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Apple finally has action mode. Let's see it. Wow. Okay. These two are not that smooth.
That
that is
Center.
really
Horrible.
shaky. Wow. Vadim, can you play that again? I want a closer
Yeah,
look
let's
here.
Play it again.
That has like nice contrast.
So smooth.
It's super smooth, and it looks like it's wider too, where these two are punched in quite a bit more.
Yeah.
All right, so which one are you guys choosing?
Well, Angelika?
Definitely right.
The right?
The center's the worst.
Absolutely, yeah.
Horrible.
The right center is the worst, and yeah, left is second
Well,
place.
let's see. That was the iPhone.
iPhone.
Yep. The Z Fold was in the
Dang.
middle.
So Apple waited
Action mode.
a long time to add action mode. People complain that it crops and it's not 4K, but it's so much better than the competition that's had it for years.
All right, this next one is also a video. This is actually comparing the
That's a
cinematic
video?
mode. Yep, it's a video to the portrait video of
Portrait
the
video.
Samsungs. Yep.
Dude, before
So-
you play it, that looks like a photo right there.
Yeah.
All right, play it.
All right.
Man, that one on the left is so smooth. Everything is so bright. The other ones are kind of jittery.
Yeah, they're darker, and it's almost like stabilization isn't working. The middle one's the worst. That one's also on the right, not that good.
The one on the right is too dark to me.
Yeah, maybe like it's not even HDR'd, you know, when the multi-layer exposure. With this one, I'm just surprised by how well, even in this spot right here, look, how well that cinematic mode cut everything out. I avoided using cinematic mode because when it came out, it was not good. This looks fantastic. And these other two aren't that bad, surprisingly, too, but definitely the left, and the worst, I would say, is the middle.
We have the iPhone on the left.
Dang.
So the new 4K.
New 4K
Cinematic.
and HDR they added. They didn't have it before. It's 1080p not. That is such an
Super
improvement. And I'm just shocked by how good the
Dude, the
cutouts
stabilization, that was impressive. All right, next one. This is just a 1X portrait.
So Vadim, what color were his pants?
As far as I know, they're brown pants.
To me, the left and the right look like the saturation was just kicked up a ton.
Probably, yeah, way up.
I'm picking the center, and I'll give second to the left.
Yeah, I think so too. Center number one, I love how he pops. The sky has a little bit more highlights.
Yep.
The other two a little bit too dark, but I would say this one has more detail than the right one.
Okay, center was the iPhone. Z Fold on the left.
Wow, so how does this have more detail with 50 megapixels than 108?
All right, next one. This is actually ultra wide inside a building, so it's kind of like low light-ish. It's not super bright.
I really like the one in the center. There's so much color, so much saturation. The one on the right looks really cool, and the one on the left, I'm not seeing as much detail at all.
Yeah, I think the left one looks like almost the colors are like overexposed or something. I completely agree with you.
Soft.
Center was the Z Fold. We had the iPhone on the right and the S22 on the left. And I do want to mention that it was actually white, so the iPhone was the most accurate, and it's by far the most detailed, but
we prefer the center.
you guys prefer the other ones, yeah. All right, the next one, this is a 3X regular photo.
I'll just say that I really hope the center one's not the iPhone one, because I like taking 3X shots, and there's like blotchiness in the skin, less detail. That's the worst one for sure.
I agree.
My preference is the one on the left, a lot more detail. The pants aren't crushed, the highlights in the sweater pop.
Everything looks
It's so sharp. I mean, that's the best shot.
all of that detail in her hair when the center one just looks so weird,
Let's see,
S22, and the iPhone was the one in the middle.
It was the one in the
man.
center, yep. All right, next one, this is a just 1X regular 12 megapixel.
I like the one on the right. Those neon lights pop a lot. They're not blown out, whereas these other two are blown out. So I think the second place is the middle, just because it has more detail than left.
Something that popped out to me too is the difference in the sky compared to these two.
Oh, that's retaining that too.
Highlights and stuff. All right, that was the iPhone.
iPhone.
Yep. All right, next one. This is
Wow.
actually a 15X telephoto on all three of them.
Wow, that looks so horrible. Everything, oh gosh.
But look, there's no detail there at
Yeah,
all.
there's no detail
You don't even know that's a
there.
wooden wall there. And
What
this
is
is,
It's flat.
what is going on with these all blown out? Okay, so the right
In
one for sure.
comparison, the
Right
right
one for
does
sure.
a good job.
But what's the worst place then? You would rather have noise or mush?
Yeah, what would you have?
the noise is too bad. I can't.
I'll go with the noise because I don't
Yeah,
like this being
no.
blown out.
All right. The noise was the iPhone. The one on the right was the
Wow.
S22 Ultra because it has a 10X optical, which the other two do not
Way
have.
better.
Yeah, you could actually see all the lines, texture, tons of detail. All right, and this is some kind of interesting store I found there.
Fig pickles.
Fig pickles. Pick the best fig pickle.
The one in the center pops out the most to me.
Yeah, I agree. One in the center
right.
pops the most. Second place
then
being the
left.
left.
Okay, center was 14
iPhone.
Pro, S22 on the left. Next one, we're getting to the night mode.
Oh,
This
Oh, so
is
it's
a
dark
nice neon kind of sign, gelato.
Is that way
guys
too
like?
cool over there?
that looks really cool. Is that what it looked
It
like?
is pretty cool.
But not in the good way? Or cool as a gelato way? That's last for me.
Yeah.
This one's first.
Agree.
You agree? Okay, Z Fold 4 was the first on the left. Yep, the iPhone.
last.
Yeah, I think it did make it a little bit too cool in this scenario.
Why is iPhone so cool now?
Yeah, iPhone also used to be always way
It
too
was
warm.
always warmer.
Looks like they're backtracking and maybe
Yeah.
too much in
They're
some
mixing
cases.
it up. All right, on to the next one. This is an ultra wide indoors, very low light.
Whoa,
Dang.
What do you guys like
that
here?
one on the right looks so messed up and purple.
Yeah, it's-
Oh,
it's
yeah.
flat.
So flat,
It's kind of
faded.
blotchy.
The dynamic range didn't turn out well. Is this a sushi place?
Yes,
Oh,
Tamaka,
that looks-
whatever.
Looks delicious.
Takara.
Takara.
Yeah, that's Takara. We went there
I
last
went for
night.
the left one
Left,
because
yeah.
Eugene's in it. No, I like the fact that it's not as blown out.
Yeah, it's so like dimensional. While this one kind of
That's more. Yeah, I think this might actually have more detail. So second place, but I still like left first.
definitely.
The left was the 14, S22 in the middle. All right, next one. This is a selfie, also
Whoa.
pretty low light. Yeah, very low light.
Definitely left, and then center, and then right.
I think you're right. This is like insane detail, maybe too much.
It's very
because the hair looks a little crispy, but I would still probably
It looks
choose
better
it
than the
it's
center
over
to
the
me.
other ones.
Yeah. So the
S22
S22 was on the left. Super sharp
That's
selfies.
a 40 megapixel,
Yeah.
right, on there?
Did a very good job. The iPhone was kind of blurry. The one on the right was terrible because I used the inside selfie camera on that one. Absolutely terrible. You don't want to use that one. Maybe they should have just left that out. All right, next one. This is just a regular 1x 12
Wow.
megapixel. Pretty difficult here. They're so similar.
Can I take like some of all three
Yeah,
and put it
mix
together?
Yeah.
I like how this is actually warm, and even though it's blown out,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
still pops. It's
it's got the
dynamic.
glow, right?
Yeah,
You know,
it
you see the
glows.
glow,
Where this
yeah.
is kind of flat,
Yeah.
but at the same time, this is like too bright, almost like a daytime photo.
Yeah, and the one
It
on
is
the
pretty
right
bright.
is too dark.
Yeah, and so that one is just
A little
right.
more middle ground.
Middle?
Yeah.
Okay. Z Fold
Oh.
was
Wow,
number one
Z
this time.
Fold.
S22 was the worst in this case. All right, next one.
Dang.
This is actually using the full sensors.
Oh, it's a crop.
Yep, this is a crop.
I gotta say the center.
Center,
The other
absolutely.
two look so
Center.
weird.
Center almost looks like a DSLR shot. I gotta say, it's
That
not
looks
over
great.
sharpened. There's not that much noise.
Yep.
Second place is
Yeah,
gonna go
which
to.
one is worse?
They're pretty
Yeah.
bad, man. They're both pretty bad.
Second place to the
second
right.
place to the right, yeah.
Yep, it
No
was the-
way.
The iPhone was in the
No
center.
way.
Yep, the iPhone was in the center. 48 megapixels. the
How does it
smallest
have no
one.
noise when cropping in that much? It's 48 megapixel.
Dang.
Who knows?
That looks
Actually,
great.
it's because it's 48 megapixels. That's a large
Yeah.
sensor and good processing.
And it's raw, pro raw. So this basically proves that it's not all about specs and numbers because the smallest sensor, at least in terms of the megapixel size, did the best
it looks
by far.
by far better. I
Yeah.
mean, look at that dynamic range there
Yeah.
too.
Next one.
Mocktails.
This, I believe, is a 3X, I think.
There's a spider. Ew. Ew.
There is a spider. Which spider looks the best?
That one.
That one's hiding.
No, yeah, I can't even see it in the right one. That's cool.
I think the right one, it's a little too dark, but at least that glow pops out. You can brighten it slightly if you want. That shows too much background, so second
Yeah.
place is gonna be left.
All right, the right one was the
iPhone.
iPhone. Yep, I guess it's able to take the HDR of the glow.
To
the
another
neon.
level.
Yeah, to another level. It's pretty impressive. And this is night mode on the ultra wide lens on all of them, so
Well,
Wow.
the iPhone used to be the worst
yeah.
from before our previous
It would be
comparison.
so bad. It would be so
So I
bad.
hope it got better. What pops out to me is that the
Yeah.
warmth up there, that's the first thing that catches your eye. It's warmer, it pops more. You have that nice
See, a
glow.
lot more detail with that.
I think this is definitely the shot that I would want to have on my phone. Probably followed by, I don't know,
To me, the right one.
the right one?
The middle one looks a little too bright.
Yeah, I agree.
The iPhone was on the left.
Nice, I'm so
and
happy.
The crazy thing about this is that it only took, I think, 1 or 2 seconds for the exposure for night mode, whereas I believe the Z Fold took like up to 5.
Oh,
and the
yeah.
S22 was like 3 or 4 or something. All right, this is a nighttime selfie, night mode selfie.
I've got to say the right. Definitely the right. The left one looks terrible, in my opinion.
That looks like it's daytime, but not daytime.
Yeah,
There's no color to your skin at all.
Yeah.
yeah, we white.
That one's slightly better, but still similar.
Vampire.
That
Right
one's
one
dynamic. You have shadowing on your face.
Yep, absolutely.
More detail, and I'd say like the skin highlight roll off and stuff. That's the iPhone. Surprisingly, it did worse before.
Yeah, the front-facing
But,
camera's another weak part too.
This is like basically no light. This was a tough one. All right, and this is a night mode portrait on all of them.
Wow. I'm seeing a lot more detail in the center, but honestly, to me, when it comes to her hair and face, it almost looks like it's pushing too far. I like the one on the right the most, and then the center, and then the left looks kind of soft.
I didn't expect you to say that, but I agree.
Oh,
This is
really?
definitely a lot more detailed. The highlights pop a lot on the sweater as well, but it just looks over sharpened in the face and in the hair.
Too much.
This just looks really like lacks the
She
detail.
kind of blends into the background.
Yeah.
Where at least on the right one, there's kind of some
I
more
think, yep,
depth.
exactly.
Okay. So the right one was the Z
Z-Fold.
Fold.
Z-Fold.
Center was 14 Pro.
I gotta say, I'm surprised that this is 108 megapixels, but it is so soft. Probably just to deal with that much data, it just messes it up.
All right, we got the next night mode shots.
Oh,
Yeah.
Is that a potato cam?
It is. No, I'm just kidding.
That looks...
That's bad too, though. It's better, but bad.
Man.
That has a lot of noise, but you can actually
can
keep
read
that
it.
photo
You
can
in your
read it.
in your camera.
Yeah, you can actually look. You can read the bottom too. Whereas here, it's like
what is that?
potato.
Okay.
Anyway, this is actually 10x
10x. Okay.
On all of them, 10x.
That has to be the S22 Ultra. It actually has
Yeah.
it actually has a 10x.
It actually
lens.
has an optical 10x.
Ahead of time, I'm gonna guess that. But which one is the
That one.
fold? I gotta say it's probably the fold over there.
Over there.
It's the
Yeah.
worst. That one's not much better, but at least it's better.
All right, guys. All right, you
See.
ready?
Let's see.
All
No,
right.
don't do that. No.
In the middle, it's the iPhone.
No
the
way.
S22 is right here.
Oh
It was
my
right
goodness
here.
gracious.
And it has a 10x optical, and I was shooting 10x, not 9.9, 10x. The reason is, I think it was using
Oh,
the main.
yeah.
It was using the main sensor because
So-
it was so dark.
It was so dark that it has to crop like 10
Yep.
times.
10x.
That's why
crop.
there's so much noise.
Yep.
And the Z Fold, maybe it did the same thing, but it is
I don't know what it did.
50 megapixels, so there's
Yeah.
less pixels to deal with.
Yep.
The iPhone.
Wow.
Wow. Do you remember back in the day the iPhone used to go to the wide camera if it was too dark because
Yep.
the telephoto sucked?
Yep.
But now they're not doing it. It's clearly
So this is
much
the actual
better.
telephoto.
Dang.
Yeah. Looks like the other two are using the 1x cropped in. All right, that was the last photo, 30 of them in total. So make sure to pause,
Wow.
count up all your tallies before we reveal who won. So what do you got?
Well, I'll just say the iPhone was losing out first. I think for both of us.
Yeah, the iPhone was definitely losing for me in the beginning.
And there was HDR issues, some other stuff. But then with the night stuff, some of the portrait nights, the night stuff
It
definitely
killed.
catched up.
Killed.
So how about you go first?
Yep.
I got 66 for the iPhone, followed by 58 for the S22 and 56 for the Fold. So they almost tied, but the iPhone won.
Very close. And for me, I had 56 for the Fold 4, 53 for the
That's
S22. Very close to, and 71 for the iPhone. I mean, some of it's just color preferences. But the crazy thing is, we did this, about a month ago or so with
Yes,
the Z
last
Fold
month.
4?
Last
Maybe
month.
less. And the iPhone got destroyed by the Samsung.
It was terrible.
Absolutely
Yeah. It was
destroyed. It
Well-
was embarrassing. And I
Wow.
guess Apple redeemed themselves.
Comebacks.
Yeah.
The 48 megapixel was shockingly good
Oh,
in
geez.
that when you're shooting that full resolution.
Incredible.
Some of that
Yeah.
low light stuff looked great too. The video, action mode killed
Yeah.
it, and the
Video,
cinematic.
All the video.
So definitely the most
Yeah.
well-rounded camera. If only they
Yeah.
can give us maybe a telephoto, a 10x
Yeah.
next
That's
year.
next year.
As long as it doesn't look like this at
Yeah.
night. As long
I
as it
can't-
doesn't look
Yeah.
like
I
that.
can't believe this. This is crazy.
So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and Max is actually working on one comparing the 14 Pro Max to the 13 Pro Max and the 12 Pro Max to show the differences over the years if you have one of those older iPhones. So definitely click the button above to subscribe so you don't miss out on that, and check out a couple of those videos right over there. This has been Vadim,
Angelika.
And Max?
and we'll see you in the next video.